These are the top 3 lessons I learned while working in public relations. I'm Alexandria. Make sure you subscribe to Rewrite Media. Just click that button down there and subscribe to this channel so you can hear more tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you about working in public relations. So a few years ago, I was on my second client and I was completely ecstatic. I was so happy. It was the first time that I had ever signed a deal by shaking someone's hand. And I'm like, oh my God, I thought that was just in the movies, but clearly no. Like, you can shake someone's hand and have a deal. So that's what happened. We shook hands, we had a deal, and he came aboard as my PR client. Now, this was my second client, so I had just gotten off a high from my first one. The first one, I killed it. We worked together for like 6 months, and here I am I'm signing my next one, and I was just completely ecstatic. But these are the 3 things that I did wrong. Okay, so first off, when we shook hands, I never sent over a contract. And that is a big no-no in business. Regardless if you're a public relations consultant or whatever industry that you're in, if you're doing a service with somebody or for somebody, make sure that there is a contract. So that was my first mistake. I had no contract. If I kind of rewind, because y'all know me, I like to go off on different tangents, but when I was approached by this person, he was actually the investor for the business that he wanted me to market and help communicate the brand. So with him being the investor, he wasn't running the day-by-day operations. So essentially, we signed, we shook hands, he became a client, paid the deposit, paid the retainer, whatever, and we continue to move forward. So after that, I then met the people who were actually running the day-by-day operations. And what I learned was, and this brought me to my second mistake, not having a discovery call or a consultation call. So essentially, before I even shook hands and agreed to become their PR manager, I should have had a discovery call or a consultation call before even signing them on. Right. So even though I gave you my first one, which was not having a contract, really the first mistake that I made was not having the discovery call. I should have sat down with the people who were running the day-by-day operations to get an understanding of their background. So what I learned as we began to have conversations and meetings, when I asked them the question of who is your target audience, who are you servicing, the answer was everybody. We can create anything and we can sell to anybody. And I know a lot of people say that. If you're a business owner, I'm sure you probably said the same thing when you were asked that, like, who's your target audience? You're probably thinking everyone. But the truth is, everyone cannot be your target audience. For example, if you are a restaurant owner and you have a certain vibe, a certain aesthetic where you guys like to keep the lights dim and you play soft music, more than likely, a family of 5 or a family with young babies would not be your target audience. You're probably going for more of an adult crowd who can drink alcohol and those type of these. So saying everyone is your audience is not true. And you really have to define and be very clear who you're selling to. So when I was talking to these business owners who were running the day-by-day operations and they gave me that response, I'm like, oh, here we go. They don't have a true definition of who their audience is. So I continued to work with them, even though at that point, I honestly should have cut the relationship off or cut the business off. But I continued to work with them because, again, I was fresh, I was green, I was excited, and I just wanted to work. I wanted to do PR. So as we began to have more meetings, what they came to was, we'll sell this type of product that we could just put on our website. And it was similar to a product like Etsy or Shopify. So for example, if you had a sign in your house, like a wooden sign, and it says home or live, love, laugh, like that was the type of things that they could create. So they wanted to go in that direction. We'll just put our different products online. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what we're running with. So this brings me to my third mistake that I made. I brought in a website designer. And you're probably like, well, why is that a mistake? It was a mistake because, again, I didn't have a contract. which meant that I didn't have a contract for my subcontractor. Instead, the subcontractor essentially was doing the business with the business owners when it really should have been filtered through me. And again, I didn't understand all of that, at that time. I know better now. But if you're in PR or whatever industry that you're in, you can be a person who has a home and you subcontract the work inside of it, right? So maybe let's just say you're like a building manager or I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something off my head. But say you're like, you own a house and you're fixing up the house, but you hire an electrician or you hire someone to do the drywall. That's essentially subcontracting. So you could be charging your client $1,000 and maybe your subcontractor is only going to do the work for $600. Well, in the middle of that, you can get $400 because essentially you found the person to do the work. They're doing it because of you, but you're getting paid by the client. So essentially, when I brought on this web designer, I didn't filter it through that way. And I didn't have a contract for the web designer when he came on board. So that was my third mistake in this client relationship. And when I signed this client on, it took about a year before I decided to cut ties because we went through the pandemic as well. And that kind of took us all by surprise as it took the world by surprise. So going through that situation, them still trying to figure out, do we really want to sell this product? Do we really want this on our website? There was just so many things that weren't clear and also that I didn't have clarity on. And as many times as I was trying to have more meetings and have conversations, the truth of the matter was they were not ready for marketing. And so now, me being in the position that I'm in now, after, you got to go through that type of experience to know better. It took me going through that to know, have the discovery call first. Have the consultation call first. That is going to ease so many problems in the long run. It will help you to identify, do you even want to work with this person? So, people will reach out to me like, hey, I want to get pitched. I want to be here. I want to do that. And I'm like, okay, let's have a call first, because first off, I need to know if we are even a good fit. Do you even match? The energy that I'm on, do I match the energy that you're on? So having the consultation call is so freaking important. And that goes for any PR manager out there, whatever business that you're in. Have that consultation call first and make sure that you have contracts in place. It helps to protect you. It helps to protect the client. And just any type of business that you guys are doing going forward, you can always refer back to this document that you both signed and agreed to. So those are the 3 lessons that I learned. Again, if you want some more information about public relations, subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be dropping more content around PR and just business, things that I've learned, things that have worked, things that haven't worked. All of that's going to be here on this channel. And then also, if you are in need and you want some consultation and you're like, look, I've been interested in PR. I want to know more about it. Let's set that call up, okay? So go to my website at rewrite.co. That's REWRITE.co. And email me and let's have a conversation. Thanks.